one I've got. Oh, don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. First time I saw you, I knew all the time. It was something in the air that night, and in the way you looked at me. I get nervous when you get close and my heart fills up with butterflies, and then you leave me speechless. My world turned upside down. Just say that you won't go and break my heart. Break my heart, don't break it now. Remember, it's the only one I've got. The one I've got. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Instead of keeping it all inside. So hard with you, I don't know why. Believe me, boy, I've tried. When you're near me, my heart fills up with butterflies, and then you leave me speechless. My world turned upside down.
If you have a dream, chase for it. Simulan mo nang abutin. Make it happen. Work and raise your family in Australia with AMVPS. Just make your future bright with AMVPS. No migration, education, pangarap ay maabot na. AMVPS ang kasama mo.
Visit our website amvpsolutions.info and Facebook page Aussie Migration and Visa Professional Solutions.
best feelings in life is having moments with the ones you love, even if you're far away from each other. Despite being 1,000 miles apart, our feelings haven't changed. Being beside you is a wish that I've long desired. With professional help, the long wait is over. Bridge the gap with Aussie Migration and Visa Professional Solutions. You can study, work, or live in Australia. With the help of our experts, you can fix your migration and visa application efficiently. Now, love doesn't have to be distant. Call us now.
Three words, AMVPS. First, legal. Second, migration. Third, education. We cater student visas, visitor visas, spouse visas, fiancé visas, general skilled visas, and employer-sponsored visas. Aside from offering affordable services, Australia Migration and Visa Professional Solutions render genuine service to its clients. We operate here in the Philippines and also in Melbourne, Australia. Once again, this is Attorney Edmund Cyril S. Galvez, an Australian registered migration agent, inviting everyone to hire our services. You may call us through this number, 0414-709-110, or send us an email through this address, aussiemigrationvisasolutions@gmail.com. Or you may also visit our Facebook page, Aussie Migration and Visa Professional Solutions. We assure you that all visa be granted. Thank you. Hello everyone. My name is Edmund Cyril Galvez, and I am the registered migration agent of Aussie Migration and Visa Professional Solutions. Today, we will be having an information session about English test in relation to your Australian migration plans. There are many reasons why English communication is important. This is because the main language used in Australia is English. If you want to be fully part of the Australian community, you need to master this tool for socialization and interaction. If you are good in your speaking skills, then chances of getting employment will be high. If you are good with your writing skills, then your score in your research will be high as well. This is the reason why we really need to improve our English communication skills here in Australia. Today, we will be having an information session to be led by one of the IELTS professor. His name is Michael Bacud, and he will be informing us about the criteria of the IELTS test. Speaking about general skilled visas, under the general skilled visas, the current Australian migration policy provides that if you have achieved 7 in your English test, then you can get an additional 10 points. However, if you achieve 8 in your overall score band, you can get an additional points of 20. So this is the reason why it is very important to master the criteria in your English test. What about for student visas? For student visas, the required level of English will vary depending on the desired institution and the level of study. The minimum score required for student visa application is 5.5 in IELTS for vocational courses. For undergraduate courses, the minimum score is 6.0 to 6.5. Certain courses such as nursing, education, or law have more stricter requirements. If the applicant does not meet the English language test, he may consider completing an ELICOS program to improve his English language skills. For nursing studies and registration, the minimum overall score of 7 and a minimum score of 7 in each of the components in one sitting, or a maximum of 2 test sittings in a 6-month period if the applicant achieves a minimum overall score of 7 in each band and no score in any component of the test below 6.5. So now, let us welcome Mr. Michael Bacud for his English test information session. Thank you.
All right. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. So thank you so much, Sir Edmund Galvez, for a very warm introduction. So once again, to our Facebook Live viewers who are watching with us right now, once again, a pleasant afternoon to all of us. I hope you guys are good right now. So by the way, once again, my name is Michael Bacud, but you can call me Teacher Mike or Teacher Michael. So this afternoon, I'll be providing you the details about IELTS, or International English Language Testing System. So we'll be discussing what is the importance of IELTS and why do we need to take the IELTS test. And most especially, we will be discussing as well on how you guys will be assessed and what are the techniques that you need to do or you need to have before taking the exam. So I'll be sharing my screen and I'll be presenting some presentations, and I hope you guys will be able to get a very important information that will help you for you to be able to get the desired band score that you're aiming for. Now let's start. Again, success starts with IELTS. All right. So IELTS will be the reason to create open doors, opportunities that will help you to have a better life in the future. Now, again, in this session, we'll be discussing the overview of IELTS, or what IELTS is, the different types of the IELTS test, the test modules, and most especially the registration process, where you're going to register for you to be able to take the IELTS test. So those are the things that we are going to discuss in order for you to be well educated and for you to be able to get the idea on how for you to be able to get the desired band score that you're aiming for. Now, what is IELTS? A lot of individuals, a lot of people are asking what IELTS is. So IELTS is an acronym for International English Language Testing System. And take note, everybody, that IELTS is the only English proficiency exam. Okay? So your IELTS, your English proficiency, or your English level will be assessed by taking the IELTS test. Now, what is IELTS? So let's discuss more about what IELTS is for you to be able to have the overview. Why do we need to take IELTS test, or why do you need to take the IELTS test? What is IELTS? Designed to assess the English language ability of people who intend to study or work where English is the primary language of communication. Say, for example, if you're planning or dreaming to go to Australia, migrate and study. So in order for you to achieve that, you need to take the IELTS test. That is one of the main requirements for you to be eligible to study or to work abroad. Say, for example, you are a nurse graduate. You are planning to try your luck working in Canada, working in the US, or working in Australia and in UK. So in order for you to achieve that dreams, or for you to be able to have that dreams, you need first to take the IELTS test. And each English speaking country has their own desired band score that you need to take. Say for example, this is an example though. If you are applying in Australia or in Canada, and the hospital that you're applying for requires you to get 8.5 total band score or 8.0 band score in each level. All right, so you need to have that, or you need to prepare for that. So with this session, you will be able to get an idea why they require that, or why do you need to take the IELTS test. Now, many people are mispronouncing the words. All right, this is an addition for this. I heard a lot of people saying IELTS. All right, so everybody, the correct pronunciation of that words is not IELTS, it's IELTS, International English Language Training System. All right, I hope it's clear, everyone. Now let's move on. So IELTS is jointly owned by the following three bodies. Okay, again, IELTS is jointly owned by three bodies. First, we have the British Council. Second is IDP. Next, ESOL examinations. They are the authorized center, or they owned the IELTS test. Now, I receive a lot of questions. Say for example, I'm planning to go in Australia. Which one do I need to take the exam? Is it in British Council or IDP? Well, it doesn't matter. So if you're going to Australia, all right, so if you contacted Sir Edmund Galvez and asked his support or service on how to go and acquire visa there in Australia, student visa or working visa, all right, so you are required to take the IELTS test, and you can enroll, or you can have the exam from the testing centers, which is partners with British Council or IDP. It doesn't matter. Okay. Now, there are two types of the IELTS test. We have the academic strand and the general training. Now, Michael, what is the difference of academic and general training? Okay, say for example, the reason why you're going to go, or you're going to migrate in Canada is, say for example, you wanted to continue your tertiary education there in Canada or in Australia. Let's have Australia as an example. You are planning to study in a very prestigious university there in Australia. So therefore, the type of the exam that you need to take is the academic test. And the reason why you need to go to Australia, or the reason of your migration in Australia, is for job purposes. So you need to take the general training. But take note, ladies and gentlemen, take note, guys, that there are some companies that will require you to take the two types of exam, the academic and the general training. So before you're going to take the IELTS test, you should know first what is the requirements, or what your company required you to take. Is it academic or the general training? All right. So you should be able to know what type of exam you need to have. So as we continue, we will discuss the difference of academic and general training. We're going to discuss their difference in terms of the type of the exam. Okay? Now let's move on. So for the test modules, there are 4 modules of IELTS test. Or shall we say, you will be assessed with the 4 skills in English. Namely, we have listening, reading, writing, and speaking tests. All right? So for listening test, again, take note, guys, that IELTS is a time-bounded exam. So there is a time frame or time limit in each modules. Say, for example, in listening test, you only have 40 minutes to take the exam. 30 minutes for test time, and 10 minutes for the transferring time. Because you are allowed to write your answers in the test booklet That's for 30 minutes. The reason why you were allowed to write something in your test booklet, it's because the audio questions or the audio materials or the audios will only be played once. So it's easy for you to write your answers if you're going to write that on the test booklet, because you can write or you can underline the keywords on your test booklet, and it's easy for you to get the answer when the audio is playing. Now, after 30 minutes, you will be given an extra time of 10 minutes to transfer your answers from your test questions or test booklet to your answer sheets. All right? Now, let's move with the reading test. For reading test, you have 60 minutes or an hour to finish the exam. Same with writing test, you also have 60 minutes or an hour to finish the writing exam. Now, for speaking test, you have maximum of 15 minutes. All right? Take note that the speaking test is like a face-to-face exam. So you will be interviewed by the official IELTS examiner of the testing center that you're going to take the IELTS test. Again, take note, that is maximum of 15 minutes for the speaking test. Again, for listening test, you have a total of 40 minutes, 30 minutes for the test time, and 10 minutes for the transfers time or transferring time. And for reading and writing tests, you have 60 minutes for that exam for you to finish. And for the speaking test, you have 11 to 15 minutes. All right, let's move on. Now, the IELTS test format. Say like this, 30 minutes for listening test, you have 30 minutes audio playback plus 10 minutes transfers time. For academic test, for academic reading, you have 60 minutes. For academic reading, you have 60 minutes at the same time. For general training, you have 60 minutes. For GT reading and for general training writing, you also have 60 minutes. Now take note, for the list for the academic test and for the general training test, the only difference for that is for the reading and for the academic. All right, you have different type of exam for the academic reading, and for the general training reading, it's totally different. Also with the academic reading and the academic writing and general training writing. So as we continue, I'll be showing to you later on the criteria on how you will be assessed or the scoring system. So it's nice for you to have that, or for you to be able to know that, so that you will have the better idea on how you will be assessed. Okay? And for the speaking test, it's totally the same for both academic and general training. Okay, the test procedure and timings. All right, the first test module that you need to take is the listening. All right, take note, the first one or the first test that you're going to take is the listening test. Listening to 4 chords and answer the question. So you have 40 questions. And you have a total of 40 minutes. Again, the first exam that you're going to take is the listening test. And you have 40 questions. And the 40 questions is composed of 40 minutes for you to finish the exam. After the listening, you will move to the reading test. All right? So the reading passages and answer, you have 40 questions. And you have 60 minutes at the same time. And next, after reading, is writing. So you're going to describe the graph for 20 minutes and write an essay on the topic given. Okay? So later on, we will be discussing the different writing test or writing type test for the writing test. And after the writing test, you will move to the speaking test. So just to set your expectation, ladies and gentlemen, that you would be able to finish the exam for a day. So it really depends on your schedule. Most of the time, you will finish listening, reading, and writing for a day. And you will be asked to, or you will be scheduled for your speaking test. So the testing center will inform you as when you are going to take the speaking test, because you will be scheduled. Again, just to set your expectations, ladies and gentlemen, that you won't be able to finish the exam in a day. For the speaking test, it's a different day, I mean. So the testing center where you're going to take the IELTS test will inform you as when will be your schedule for the speaking test. So the speaking part of the test will be taken either in the same day, but usually after a week, depending on the address you mentioned on the IELTS form. Say, for example, in Australia, it really depends on your address, okay? But just to set your expectation that you won't be able to have the speaking test or the speaking part of the test on the same day, okay? Now, IELTS test result. So the test result is valid for 2 years. Say, for example, you're already done with your test and you got your score is 8.0, but then you moved to another school, okay, and that school requires you to have 8.5, or you after 2 years you transferred from one job to another, and then that company requires you to get 8.0, but during the test, that during your first exam you only got 8.0, so it's fine, you can take another test. It's unlimited, all right, but it just waste of money. So as much as possible, aim for a high score, all right, aim for 9.0. You can do it, I know. Now, the band score ranges from 1 to 9, so you will be scored 1.0 to 9.0. So there is no passing or failing mark. It's just that a certain school or a company will require a specific band score for you to be eligible to enroll on their university, or for you to be eligible to get the job. All right. Now let's move. So band score for band 9, like me. So if you'll get a 9.0 band score, so you will be awarded as expert. So you can apply for, you will be admitted for any courses you want in a prestigious university in Australia, Canada, UK, and the US. And also you can apply as IELTS instructor if you can get 9.0. Now for band 8, that's very good user. Band 7, that's good user. Band 6, competent user. Band 5, that's modest user. Band 4, limited user. Band 3, extremely limited user. And Band 2, that's intermittent user. And Band 1, that is non-user. So it's really impossible that you will get 4.0. So you should aim for at least 8.0 or 8.5 and above. All right? So you should set your expectation. Now, the question is, how can I get that score? So the answer for that, or the technique for the technique for that, is preparation. So you need to be prepared. So as much as possible, you need to enroll to a review center like us. All right? If you wanted us to guide you, or if you wanted me to guide you, you can have our service, and we'll be able to help you out step by step with coaching, all right, in order for us to assess, together with a mock test for us to check if you are ready to take the IELTS test. Okay? Now for band score, counting your band score can be halfway between two band scores expressed in 0.5. Examples: 4.5, 5.5, 6.5, 7.5, or 7.5. However, it will never be a possibility that the band scores will be 5.75, 6. No. All right? The band score expressed in 0.5. So it's 1.5, 1.0, 2.0, 2.5, 9.0, no, there's no 9.5, 6.0, 6.5, and so on and so forth. And the highest score that you can get is 9.0. All right? Now, let's start with the listening module. So the one which appears before all the other modules. So the first module, or the first exam or test that you're going to take, is the listening test. Now, let's discuss the parameters of the listening test, okay? So timing for listening test is approximately 30 minutes plus 10 minutes transfer time. So you will be answering 40 questions, or the items for this listening test is 40. So type of questions we have: first, multiple choice, matching, plan, map, diagram, labeling, form and note completion, table completion, flowchart completion, summary completion, sentence completion, short answer questions. Now, for listening test, it's a very tricky, guys. Say, for example, for sentence completion. So you really need to write the complete sentence. Say, for example, the answer is, I am beautiful. But what you just wrote there is only I am, or only beautiful. That's automatically wrong. So when we say, excuse me. So when we say sentence completion, it's very self-understanding that you need to complete the sentence, or you need to write the complete sentence for you to be able to get the correct, or for you to be able to get the correct answer. All right. Now, for multiple choice, of course, you're just gonna select the letter of your answer. For matching, plan, diagram, and labeling, so you will be you will be answering questions. Say, for example, there's a map, so you need to complete the diagram, or you need to complete the map or the plan. Okay, so that's very tricky. So for listening test, you really need to listen carefully and understand the question. All right. So when the, say for example, the examiner will give you the test booklet, so you'll be given 5 minutes to hover it. So as much as possible, you need to maximize the 5 minutes hover time. All right. You can scan all the questions. You can underline the keywords. The technique for you to be able to get a very high score, for you to be able to perfect the listen, it's very easy, guys, as long as you're going to maximize, or you're going to use your listening skills properly. You need to underline the keywords in the test question for you to be able to easily identify the answer as the audio will play. All right, you need to underline the keywords. So if you are going to take advantage, or if you're going to enroll with us and allow us to help you out and to coach you with your IELTS test, we will be discussing the each type of questions: multiple choice, matching, plan, map, diagram, so on and so forth. We're going to discuss each type of questions for you to be able to understand on how to answer it. There are some techniques that you need to have. There's a secrets or techniques for you to be able to have or for you to be able to get all the correct answers. All right. Now let's move for listening test. So there are 4 sections for the listening test. For section 1, this is easy. You will be hearing a conversation between 2 people in everyday social context. All right. Say for example, for section 1, most of the time you will be hearing a conversation from a customer to a hotel front desk officer. So this is a form completion. Most of the time for section 1, the questions for section 1 is form completion. When we say form completion, you're going to complete a form. All right. You understand? Say for example, if you are filling out a form, all right, just like that, you're going to put your name, the address, what else? Say for example, the conversation is the customer calls a hotel and asks to book for a reservation room, asked to book a room for specific dates. So on the form completion, you need to write the questions. There's the name of the customer, age of the customer, check-in and check-out date, address. Those are the questions that you will be seeing. Again, for section 1, this is a form completion. You are going to complete a form. All right, take note of that. So the moment that the examiner will give you the test booklet, you need to hover it, and it's very understandable name. So once you hear a name, that's the answer. So as much as possible, you need to perfect section 1 because that's very easy. You can perfect it. Now let's move to section 2. Section 2 is a conversation or a monologue set in every social context. Most of the time, for section 2, the monologue or the audio will talk about, like say for example, the do's and don'ts if you're going to go to a specific resort or like mountain hiking. So the audio will talk about the do's and don'ts when you are having a trip outside your home. Say for example, you go mountain trekking. All right, so the audio will give you some techniques on how to do that, some tricks. Okay, now let's move to section 3. Section 3 now. The level of the difficulties of level of difficulties for listening test is from easy to difficult. So it means section 1 is easy, section 2 is like still easy, then 3 is hard, then 4 is difficult. That's the level of difficulties. All right. Now for section 3, it's a conversation between up to 4 people in educational, training, or academic context. So you will be most of the time you will be hearing a conversation from the students and a teacher, a students and a tutor. So they will be discussing about their previous lessons. All right, it's a bit hard. So for this, you will be answering like map, what else? Multiple choice, so on and so forth. But take note, the conversation is the setup of the conversation is students and a teacher. Most of the time, maximum of 4 people. 3 students and 1 teacher. 2 students and 1 teacher. All right. For section 4, that's monologue on an academic subject. So it's very hard. So the speaker will be discussing about, like for example, geography, about science, about invention, and it's all about like educating you guys. So it's kind of difficult. So as much as possible, you need to listen carefully. All right, but if you're going to listen carefully with the audio and really understand the question, and most especially if you're really prepared for the exam, no doubts you'll be able to get a high score. So therefore, that's the reason I'm here. That's the reason we are here, for you to help you guys to achieve the band score that you're aiming for. All right? Okay, let's move on. Now, so for listening test, say for example, we have here the correct number of correct answers and the band score, the corresponding band score for that. Say for example, your score is 5/4, or you only get 5 points, 4 to 5 points. Your score will be 2.5. 7 to 6 correct answers, that's 3.0. 8 to 9 correct answers, that's 3.5. 10 to 12 correct answers, that's 4. 13 to 14 correct answers, that's 4.5. 15 to 18 correct answers, that's 5. 19 to 22 correct answers, that's 5.5. 23 to 26 correct answers, that's 6.0. 27 to 29 correct answers, that's 6.5. 30 to 32 correct answers, that's 7.0. 33 to 34 correct answers, that's 7.5. 35 to 36 correct answers, that's 8.0. 37 to 38 correct answers, that's 8.5. And 39 to 40 correct answers, that's 9.0. So it's very important, it's really very important that you really need to get a high correct, or you need to get a lot of correct answers in order for you to get a high band score for your listening test. Okay? All right, let's move. Now, listening test. So, for skills assessed for listening tests should be your understanding of main ideas and specific factual information, recognizing opinions, attitudes, and purpose of the speaker, following development of an argument. So it's very important, or it's really a must or necessary for you to understand, the content of the audios, for you to be able to understand the questions. But in order for you to have, a quick understanding or like an expectation about what is the purpose or what is the content of the audio materials, you need to read first the question and underline the keywords. Again, I'll repeat myself. If you're going to take advantage or if you're going to allow us to help you out, coach you and coach you, you will be able to learn, able to be well equipped and ready before taking the IELTS test. All right, let's move. Now, we're done with listening test. If you have questions, again, everybody, if you have questions, you can comment your questions on the comment box. And later on, me and Sir Galvez will try our best to cater all your questions later on. Okay? So, we will try to explain everything and we will try to help you out for you to be able to have a quick understanding on how and what will going to happen or what you need to do in order for you to be able to achieve, the scores that you're aiming for. All right? Now, we're done with the listening test. Let's move to the second skills or second type of the exam, which is the reading test. Okay? Let's move. Now, as I've mentioned earlier during the first part of our presentation, that for reading tests, you have 60 minutes to finish the exam and no transfers time. Take note, no transfers time. Okay? Now, so you have 40 items or you have 40 questions that you need to answer, and we have 3 parts for the test, 3 sections with a total length of 2,150 to 2,750 words. That's too much. Oh my God! Like if you're going to imagine you're reading 2,150 words to 2,750 words. OMG, it will make you crazy, guys. But don't worry, because there are some techniques that you need to have or you need to do in order for you to get a high band score for that. Okay. Now, for types of questions, the same with listening tests, we have multiple choice, identifying information, true, false, and not given, identifying writer's view, claims, yes, no, and not given, matching, information, headings, features, sentence endings, sentence completion, summary completion, note completion, and table completion, and etc. So those are the questions that you will be encountering, or type of questions you will be encountering for the reading test. Now, for identifying questions, like say for example, for true, false, and not given, it's very understanding that if the statement is true, but this is not the typical true, false, or not given. All right, it's very different. Mark my word, totally different. Okay, so if you agree with the statement, of course, that's true, and if you don't, that's false. And if you notice that either true or false is wala dun yung answer, so it means your answer shall be not given. If you cannot find the answer from the passage or the essay, it means the answer is not provided, so therefore you're going to write not given. Now, identifying writer's views, claims, yes, no, not given. So, oh my God, why is it like there's a true, false, not given, then yes, no, there is yes, no, and not given. So, teacher Mikey, is it totally the same or different? Well, it's totally different. Okay? So, again, if you take advantage with our programs, we will try to explain that to you guys. All right? Now, for academic reading tests, the texts are authentic and taken from books like journals, magazines, newspaper, 3 section with a total text length of 2,150 to 2,750 words. Written for non-specialist audience and are on academic topics of general interest. Most of the time, one of the main topics or essay for the academic reading test is all about politics. So if you are not fond of issues about politics, so as much as possible, you need to make it a habit now to read. All right, like say for example, journals, magazines, news and current affairs. If you are not fond of reading newspaper, so start now. Make it a habit of reading. All right. Now, the text range from descriptive and factual to discursive and analytical. So it may contain nonverbal materials such as diagrams. So those are the contents of what do you call this? The reading passage. So again, it may contain nonverbal materials or just the diagrams. So take note, it's 2,150 to 2,750 words. So therefore, reading comprehension is very important. But take note again, ladies and gentlemen, that there is a technique for you to be able to get a high score during the reading test. You don't need to read everything there. You just need to find the keyword. Again, for listening tests and reading tests, the secret is finding the keywords. All right, let's move. So for reading and listening tests, we have different. They have the same scoring metrics for you to be able to convert that into band score. But they just totally the same. All right. Now we're done with the general training. Reading test for the academic. Now let's move to the GT reading test. Section 1 contains 2 or 3 factual texts. Topics are relevant to everyday life in English and speaking country. Section 2 contains 2 factual texts focusing on work-related issues, and Section 3 contains 1 longer, more complex text on topics of general interest. So therefore, the reading test for the general training talks about factual text about work-related issues. So it's because the main purpose of getting the general training test, it's for job purposes or for work purposes. So therefore, all of the questions for the general training reading test talks about work-related or work issues. Okay?
If you have a dream, chase for it. Simulan mo nang abutin. Make it happen. Work and raise your family in Australia with AMVPS. Make your future bright with AMVPS. Non-migration, education, pangarap ay maabot na. AMVPS, ang kasama mo.
For inquiries, visit our website amvpsolutions.info and Facebook page Aussie Migration and Visa Professional Solutions.
Now, for reading test, the skills assessed. We have reading for getting the gist, reading for main ideas, reading for detail, understanding inferences and implied meaning, recognizing a writer's opinion, attitudes and purpose, following the development of an argument. So this is very important. Say, for example, if you are, working there in Australia, and if one of your job needs reading, all right, so reading comprehension or reading skills or your reading ability or your comprehension ability is very important. So as much as possible, we are not just reading. We should comprehend. We need to understand the content of the reading passage for us to have an understanding, or for us to be able to have or to get the meaning or the purpose of that reading passage. All right, let's move. Writing module. Now let's move to the writing modules. Okay. For writing modules, for writing test, we have 2 tasks, task 1 and task 2. Now, For task 1, you only have 20 minutes to answer the or to finish task 1, and for task 2 you have 40 minutes. So therefore, to sum it up, you have a total of 60 minutes for the writing test. Okay, now there are 2 tasks for both types of IELTS, and candidates or you are required to write at least 150 words in task 1 and at least 250 words in task 2. Now the question, Teacher Mikey, what if I only write 100 words in task 1? Well, my answer for that is you won't get a high band score because you will be deducted, or your score, you will get a high, or you will get a minus on your task achievement, your TA. Task achievement is one of the criteria for scoring you for the IELTS test. So when we say task achievement, it means you achieved the required task. But if you write less than 150 words for task 1, it means that you will be deducted, or your score, you will get a minus for the task achievement. And that's very important. All right? Again, for task 1, you are required to write at least minimum of 150 words, and for task 2, at least 250 words. All right? Again, as much as possible, you need to write more than that in order for you not to get a minus for the task achievements. Now, what is you only write a total of 150 words? If you write a total of 150 words, you will get -1 still for your task achievement. If you only write a total of 250 words, you will be deducted as well. You will get a -1 for your task achievement. So that's very important that you need to write more than the minimum words. All right. Now, for academic writing tests. So for task 1, you will encounter a graph or an illustration, like a table, graph, chart, or diagram. Candidate must describe and explain data and the stages of the process. So for task 1, you're going to describe the illustration. Say, for example, if it's a diagram, so you're going to describe the trends. Say for for example, like a pie graph or a graph, you're going to describe the trends. So when we say trends, the changes of it, the changes of the graph. So you're going to describe like that. And if you encounter a map, because there's a map for the task 1, so you're going to describe the difference. So for example, you're going to describe a 2 map with a time frame. Say for example, the map is the map 1, the time of map 1 is 2001, and the map 2 is present. So you're going to describe the difference between the 2 maps. Say for example, in map 1, there is a forest, but in map during 2012, the forest was like, what's the right term for that? They say, for example, they demolish the houses from that certain time, and into another present, they develop it into a big building. So there are some words in each type of graph that you need to have. All right. So we were gonna discuss that if you will take advantage with our programs. So we will discuss the different types of illustration for task 1, and what are the things, or what are the required or right words to put. All right. I can remember Sir Galvis told me, like, the moment that he took the test, he said that his essays or his words were very technicals. All right. So take note, guys, that you won't be graded as you won't be graded for the writing test. It's because of the level of the words, the difficulties of the words that you use. No. You will be graded because there are some required words for each type of illustrations. So the examiner will really will really read all of your answers, and they will really see if you use the required words for a specific or in a specific illustration. All right. Okay, again, if you have questions, you can just post your questions on our comment box, and we will try to cater that later on. Now, if you have questions about task 1, you can just drop down your comment, or drop your comment, I mean. Now, let's move to task 2. So for task 2, just like what I mentioned earlier, that you have 40 minutes to answer the task 2. Now, for task 2, write an essay in response to a point of view or argument or a problem. So here, for task 1, to have a quick summarize, for task 1, you will be describing an illustration. Now, for task 2, you will be writing your point of view based on the topic that will be presented. Say, for example, for task 2, the question is, do you agree about same-sex marriage in the US? Yes. Do you agree about the same? Do you agree on finalizing same-sex marriage here in the Philippines? Yes, no, and why not? So that's one of the example for task 2 question. So you are going to lay down your answers. So actually, guys, there is like a sequence of your essay for the writing test. Like, say, for example, introduction, most especially in task 1, there's a required essay structure of each task. All right. So I'm hoping that we will be able to see you guys, and you will give us a chance to discuss that for a one-on-one class. All right. Again, for task 2, you're going to give your point of view based on the topic. So you're going to provide your argument or a response with the topic. All right, so that's for the academic writing test. Again, for task 1, for academic writing test, you will be illustrating, or you will be describing an illustration. And for task 2, you're going to give your response about the argument or problem that was being presented. Okay? Now, let's move forward to general training writing test. Candidates are presented with a situation and asked to write a letter. The letter may be personal, semi-formal, or formal in style. Okay? Write an essay for task 2, write an essay in response to a point of view, argument, or problem. The essay can be slightly more personal in style than academic. Now, for the academic writing task 1, it's totally different. If you notice, talagang magkaiba sila, because in academic writing task 1, you will be describing an illustration. But for the general training, since the purpose of getting the GT test or the general training test is for work purposes, so therefore for task 1, you are required to write a letter. So you will be given a specific like scenario, then you're going to compose a letter for that. Okay? For task 2, it's an essay form. Write an essay in response to a point of view, argument, or problem. Then essay can be slightly more personal in style than academic. So it's like you're going to relate yourself. You're going to relate yourself with the argument or with the problem. It's more personal. You're going to put some personal experiences of yours. All right? Make it personal. Okay? So that, because if we're going to say, for example, if we are going to personalize it and we're going to write based on our 3 experiences, it's easy for us to write and express our thoughts in mind. All right? Again, take note that in writing test, academic writing and general training writing test is totally different. All right? For writing test, for task 1, you're going to write a letter. And for task 2, it's an essay form, but it's more personal compared to writing task 2 in academic. Okay? Now, for writing module, the skills assessed for this is the ability to write a response with appropriate in terms of, number 1, content, organization of ideas, accuracy, vocabulary, and grammar. Of course, it's very important since you are writing. Your grammar is very important. All right. A lot of people are very good in speaking, but they're not good in writing. Would you agree, guys, that there are some people na napakagaling nila in terms of speaking, their skills in English is through verbal communication. But the moment that they will be required, or they will be asked to write their thoughts in a written form, or they're going to write their ideas, they are having hard time in conveying their thoughts. So therefore, during the writing test, you will be assessed about your writing ability, on how good you are with that. Okay? All right. So you will be assessed on how good you are in organizing your thoughts or organizing your ideas. Accuracy, how accurate your answers are. Vocabulary range, of course, that's one of the criteria later on, or one of the scoring metrics, or one of the criteria for you. One of the criteria for the writing test is the accuracy. All right, vocabulary, of course, that's very important, and grammar. Now, writing module marking criteria. So these are the criteria for the writing module test. For task achievement or task response, that's 25%. When we say task achievement and task response, if you can still remember, kanina I mentioned, like for example, there is a required words, 150 words for task 1 and 250 words for task 2. So, say for example, for your task 1, you were not able to meet the required minimum words. So therefore, you will get a -1 for the score of your task achievement or task response, because you were not able to meet or you were not able to achieve the given task. All right, take note, that's 25%. So if you will get a markdown or minus for that, so expect that you will get a low score for your writing test. Now, grammatical range and accuracy. So you will be assessed with your words, with the words that you use. That's 25% as well. Cohesion and coherence is very important, most especially in task 1. All right, coherence and cohesion is very important. If you use a cohesive device like moreover, most often. All right, those words are very important during the writing task 1. So the examiner will try to see that if you use those cohesive devices proper, or cohesive words properly. Right? Lexical resources and vocabulary. So you will be assessed if you use the required words for a specific illustration. Say for example, for map. Say if you're discussing a map, so there are some required words that you use. So you will be.
If you have a dream, chase for it. Simulan mo nang abutin. Make it happen. Work and raise your family in Australia with AMVPS. Make your future bright with AMVPS. No migration, education, pangarap ay maabot na. AMVPS ang kasama mo.
For inquiries, visit our website amvpsolutions.info and Facebook page Aussie Migration and Visa Professional Solutions.
Test for that. So as much as possible, you need to use those required words in each illustrations for you to be able to get a perfect score for lexical resource and vocabulary. Again, we have task achievement and task response. That is 25%. Grammatical range and accuracy. That is 25% as well. Cohesion and coherence. That's 25%. Lexical resource and vocabulary. That is 25% as well. So again, task achievement, you will be scored for that if you meet the required task. Grammatical range and accuracy based on your grammar. If you have grammar lapses or grammar errors, you will be scored with that. Cohesion and coherence if you use the cohesive device or cohesive words properly. Lexical resource and vocabularies, of course, you will be assessed if you use the required vocabulary words for a given illustration or for each illustration. So these are the criteria in marking you for the writing module or writing test. All right. Now, for task achievement, Okay, the first criteria that I've shown you, that's for the academic writing test. Now let's move to the criteria for task achievement journal training. This refers to using appropriate tone and also purpose. It also relates to word account. Task achievement for academic. This is about presenting key features, having an overview and accurate information, and this also relates to word count. Again, when you say word count, just like what I've mentioned earlier, na talagang napaka-importante po, it's very important that you really need to meet or to achieve the given words or the minimum words. Because if you don't, or if you were not able to achieve that, you will get a minus for that. Coherence and cohesion. This is the same for both GT and academic. It is based on organization of information, paragraphing, and linking devices. Right? The cohesive devices and linking words or linking verbs. So as much as possible, you need to use that, or you need to use that properly. Lexical resource or your vocabulary range. So this is a mark using the same band score for both GD and academic, and this is about using appropriate language, using collocations, and the number of errors made. Grammar. This is also mark using the same band scores for both GT and academic, and this is about using a range of grammar structures, tenses, punctuation, and the number of errors made. So, of course, you will be assessed with your grammar structures, tenses of verb. That is very important. I know, guys, that most of us are having hard time sometimes, and most of our errors are our tenses of verbs. So that is very important. And punctuation as well. If you use the right punctuation, so you will be scored for that. All right. So now let's move to the last module for the IELTS test, and that is the speaking module. And this is my favorite. So the timing for the test exam or test module is 11 to 14 minutes. So task, a face-to-face interview with an examiner. The speaking test is being recorded for equality and for quality purposes. There are 3 parts. For part 1, that's introduction and interview. That's 3 to 4 minutes. The examiner confirms the candidate, identify, ask general questions on familiar topics, and etc. like hope. Say, for example, the examiner will do like this. Hi, my name is Michael. With examiner number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. May I have your name, please? So you're going to present your name, and the examiner will ask will ask an ID. So you need to bring an ID. So may I have your ID? So that the examiner will confirm if you are the right person. Okay. Now, the topics for the speaking test, like personal questions about you. So example, you will be asked about or to describe your hometown. What else? What do you do during your spare time? What is your favorite subject in school? Everything about yourself. So as much as possible, you should give yourself your best shot for the part 1, because all of the questions is about your personality or about yourself. So therefore, you should know yourself. All right, before sitting there, you should know yourself. Okay, this is my favorite food. This is my favorite song. This is my favorite music. These are my hobbies. All right. So those are the questions that you will be asked. The examiner will ask you as well. What is your favorite movie and why? All right. So John, can you tell me what is your favorite movie and why? So as much as possible, please do not provide short answers, because if you're going to provide short answers, the examiner will ask you a follow-up questions. All right. Like say, for example, what is your favorite color? Then you only answered, my favorite color is red. Why red? The examiner will ask you why red. So as much as possible, when you're going to give your answers, you should provide your supporting details or supporting information for that. So it should be like this. My favorite color is red, because for me, red signifies love, and I'm a very lovable person, and I like to be loved, or love is very important in this earth. Like that. Okay, do not just provide a short answer. What is your favorite food? Then you just answered, my favorite food is burger. Then you stop. Then the examiner will ask you, why? Why burger? All right. Please, as much as possible, you should not do that. You should provide a complete answer so that the examiner won't ask you follow-up questions anymore. Because if the examiner is kept on asking you follow-up questions, you will get, mark my word, you will get a low score on that part. Did you understand? Okay. Now, let's move to part 2. For part 2, this individual long turn 3 to 4 minutes, and candidate is given a task card. Candidate is given 1 minute to prepare for and maximum of 2 minutes to speak. All right, he will be given like a small sheet of paper, or yeah, it's a small sheet of paper. Then the examiner will give you that. So you have 1 minute to prepare your answers. You can write. The examiner will give you a pen and a paper. Then you can write your answers. Then you can read as well. So as much as possible, you need to maximize the 1 minute preparation time for you to compose your answers. So when you are preparing your answers, do not write paragraph. Do not write a sentence. Just a keywords. Then try to explain it. Okay? Because if you're going to write a paragraph, it's like very scripted. And since you only have 2 minutes to finish that, so you'll be having a hard time. Just a keywords. Actually, there's like a technique for that. Like we call it the cross system. Because there are 4 questions that you will be asked. For example, what is your favorite subject? Then there are 4 follow-up questions. So you're going to use the cross technique. Then you're going to write your 4 answers and then just explain. Okay? Examiner then ask the candidate some questions on the same topic. Then after that, you will be asked a follow-up questions. Okay? Now, the last part would be the part 3. It's a 2-way discussion and it will last 45 minutes. Examiner asks further questions related to the topic given in part number 2. So say for example, the topic in part number 2 is your favorite hometown, or say for example, your last Christmas. Okay? So therefore, on part 3, the examiner will ask more questions about that, about your last Christmas. So these questions can give the candidate an opportunity to discuss more abstract issues and ideas linked to the topic prompt given in part 2. So you should elaborate more. All right? You need to speak more, and it will last 4 to 5 minutes. Okay? Now, a skills assessed for speaking test. A wide range of speaking skills is assessed, including your ability to communicate opinion and information on everyday topics, experiences, etc., and by answering a range of questions. Ability to speak at length using an appropriate language and organizing ideas coherently. Ability to express and justify opinion and to analyze, discuss, and speculate about issues. Since you are planning to study in an English-speaking country, so therefore, speaking is very important because you will only use one language, and that is only English. So therefore, in order for you to be eligible to study abroad or to study in the US, Canada, most especially in Australia, you are required to have a very good speaking skills. All right? So the speaking test marking criteria, we have fluency, composed of talking at length, talking without pauses or hesitations, talking without self-correction, able to be understood, using linking devices, that's 25%, lexical resource, using a range of words and paraphrasing, using collocations, using less common vocabulary, avoid errors, that's 25%, grammar, range and accuracy, using range of sentence structures, using a range of grammar tenses, avoiding errors, that's 25%. And last is your pronunciation, that's very important. Able to be understood throughout the test, able to use intonation properly, accent does not affect understanding, it's fine. Accurate word and sound pronunciation, that's 25%. All right, a total of 21. That's a total of 25%. All right, so designed by expert and trusted around the world, consistent and fair to everyone regardless of age, gender, and race. So IELTS is recognized by over 9,000 organizations worldwide, including educational institutions. That's why if you're going to study in Australia, you are required to test the IELTS. You are required to take the IELTS test, and there's a specific required band score in every course or in a specific university. So, immigration and authorities and professional bodies, endorsed by thousands of experts from universities, professional bodies, government agencies, and employers. Earlier, Sir Edmund mentioned that one of the requirements for immigration is the IELTS test. So therefore, it is very important, everybody, to take the IELTS test for you to be able to achieve your dreams in studying abroad and working abroad. Now, what makes world your first choice? All right. Okay, that's it. Okay, so I hope I'm done with my presentation. So if you have any questions about IELTS test and about migrating to Australia, so Sir Edmund will be answering your question and will be able to provide, or we will try our best to provide right answers for that. All right, so thank you so much. Sir Edmund, take it away.
Currently, just this week, the Morrison government made additional 5 changes. So what are these 5 changes? The first one is that offshore student visa applications are now allowed. So before this announcement, there was a confusion whether or not student applicants who are still outside Australia can lodge their student visa applications.
Yeah.
So now, it has been made clear that the Department of Home Affairs will process and decide whether to grant or refuse a student visa application lodged offshore. And if the decision is a student grant, then they can come to Australia once the borders be open. As we know, it's still uncertain when is the exact date for the opening of the borders. There are student visa applications, but there was no clear policy about it. So now it has been clear that student visa applications lodged offshore can be processed, and the department can grant or refuse the same. So aside from that, Claudette, the other changes made is that for those onshore students who did not finish their studies within the period of their original visa because of the COVID-19, if they will apply for the visa extension, the Department of Home Affairs has waived the visa application charge. The visa application charge is the amount of money the department will accept for them to process the visa application. This waiver of the visa application charge will apply only for those whose studies was not completed because of the COVID-19. So the third change, this will only apply to current student visa holders who are studying on a bachelor level or master's level. The student was outside Australia and then they cannot come back to Australia because of the closure of the borders. So while they are doing their online studies outside Australia, the duration of that online studies conducted offshore can be used for purposes of counting the number of weeks for them to comply with the Australian study requirement. The importance of the Australian study requirement is relevant to the 485 or the so-called temporary graduate visa under the post-study stream. And then the fourth change is the temporary graduate or the 485 visa under the post-study stream can be lodged even if the applicant is outside Australia. So if the applicant cannot come to Australia because of the closure of the borders, and then their student visa is about to expire, and they are eligible for the temporary graduate 485 visa under the post-study stream, they are now eligible to lodge it even if they are outside Australia. In this visa, they should lodge it here onshore. And then the last one to that is that the Department of Home Affairs has given additional time for those who are required to provide English language test results because of the pandemic. So if you have lodged your visa and you have not yet taken your English test, you are not required to attach the English test result simultaneously with the lodgement of the visa. The department will accept a proof of booking, and that will be enough. But as soon as you have the English test result, you should attach it also to your application so that they can make a decision.
Hello, everyone. So, thank you so much for being with us for this day. I hope that we'll be able to provide you a very important information that you need as the first step of having or getting your dream in migrating in Australia. So I hope na we'll be able to provide you the right information, and most especially, we are here to help you guys with the services of AMV.
First time I saw you, I knew all the time. It was something in the air that night, and in the way you looked at me. I get nervous when you get close, and my heart fills up with butterflies. And then you leave me speechless. My world turned upside down. Just say that you won't go and break my heart. Break my heart, don't break it now. Remember, it's the only one I've got. The one I've got. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Wanna tell you how I feel instead of keeping it all inside. So hard with you, I don't know why. Believe me, boy, I've tried. When you're near me, my heart fills up with butterflies, and then you leave me speechless. My world turned upside down. Just say that you won't go and break my heart. Break my heart, don't break it now. Remember, it's the only one I've got. The one I've got. Don't break my heart. 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 Just say that you won't go and break my heart. Break my heart. Don't break my heart. Remember, First time I saw you, I knew all the time. It was something in the air that night, and in the way you looked at me. I get nervous when you get close, and my heart fills up with butterflies. And then you leave me speechless. My world turned upside down. Just say that you won't go and break my heart. Break my heart, don't break it now. Remember, it's the only one I've got. The one I've got. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Wanna tell you how I feel, instead of keeping it all inside. So hard with you, I don't know why. Believe me, boy, I've tried. When you're near me, my heart fills up with butterflies. And then you leave me speechless. My world turned upside down. Just say that you won't go and break my heart. Break my heart, don't break it now. Remember, it's the only one I've got. The one I've got. Don't break my heart. 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 Just say that you won't go and break my heart. Break my heart. Don't break my heart. Remember, it's the only one I've got. The one I've got. Don't break my heart. Just say that you won't go and break my heart. Break my heart. Don't break it now. Remember, it's the only one I've got. Oh, don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. First time I saw you, I knew all the time. It was something in the air that night, and in the way you looked at me. I get nervous when you get close, and my heart fills up with butterflies. And then you leave me speechless. My world turned upside down. Just say that you won't go and break my heart. Break my heart, don't break it now. Remember, it's the only one I've got. The one I've got. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Wanna tell you how I feel, instead of keeping it all inside. So hard with you, I don't know why. Believe me, boy, I've tried. When you're near me, my heart fills up with butterflies. And then you leave me speechless. My world turned upside down. Just say that you break my heart, don't break it now. Remember, it's the only one I've got, the one I've got. Don't break my heart, don't break my heart, don't break my heart, don't break my heart, don't break my heart. Just say that you won't go and break my heart, break my heart, don't break my heart. Remember, it's the only one I've got, the one I've got. Don't break my heart. Just say that you won't go and break my heart, break my heart, don't break it now. Remember, it's the only one I've got. Oh, don't break my heart, don't break my heart, don't break my heart, don't break my heart. First time I saw you, I knew all the time. It was something in the air that night, and in the way you looked at me. I get nervous when you get close, and my heart fills up with butterflies. And then you leave me speechless. My world turned upside down. Just say that you won't go and break my heart, break my heart, don't break it now. Remember, it's the only one I've got, the one I've got. Don't break my heart, don't break my heart, don't break my heart, don't break my heart. Instead of keeping it all inside. So hard with you, I don't know why. Believe me, boy, I've tried. When you're near me, my heart fills up with butterflies. And then you leave me speechless. My world turned upside down. Just say that you won't go and break my heart, break my heart, don't break it now. Remember, it's the only one I've got, the one I've got. Don't break my heart, don't break my heart, don't break my heart, don't break my heart. Just say that you won't go and break my heart, break my heart, don't break my heart. Remember, it's the only one I've got, the one I've got. Don't break my heart. Just say that you won't go and break my heart, break my heart, don't break it now. Remember, it's the only one I've got. Don't break my heart, don't break my heart, don't break my heart, don't break my heart. First time I saw you, I knew all the time. It was something in the air that night, and in the way you looked at me. I get nervous when you get close, and my heart fills up with butterflies. world turned upside down. Just say that you won't go and break my heart. Break my heart, don't break it now. Remember, it's the only one I've got. The one I've got. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Instead of keeping it all inside. So hard with you, I don't know why. Believe me, boy, I've tried. When you're near me, my heart fills up with butterflies. And then you leave me speechless. My world turned upside down. Just say that you won't go and break my heart. Break my heart, don't break it now. Remember, it's the only one I've got. The one I've got. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Just say that you won't go and break my heart. Break my heart. Don't break my heart. Remember, it's the only one I've got. The one I've got. Don't break my heart. Just say that you won't go and break my heart. Break my heart. Don't break it now. Remember, it's the only one I've got. First time I saw you, I knew all the time. It was something in the air that night, and in the way you looked at me. I get nervous when you get close, and my heart fills up with butterflies. And then you leave me speechless. My world turned upside down. Just say that you won't go and break my heart. Break my heart, don't break it now. Remember, it's the only one I've got. The one I've got. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Instead of keeping it all inside. So hard with you, I don't know why. Believe me, boy, I've tried. When you're near me, my heart fills up with butterflies. And then you leave me speechless. My world turned upside down. Just say that you won't go and break my heart. Break my heart, don't break it now. Remember, it's the only one I've got. The one I've got. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Just say that you won't go and break my heart. Break heart. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. First time I saw you, I knew all the time. It was something in the air that night, and in the way you looked at me. I get nervous when you get close, and my heart fills up with butterflies. And then you leave me speechless. My world turned upside down. Just say that you won't go and break my heart. Break my heart, don't break it now. Remember, it's the only one I've got. The one I've got. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Instead of keeping it all inside. So hard with you, I don't know why. Believe me, boy, I've tried. When you're near me, my heart fills up with butterflies. And then you leave me speechless. My world turned upside down. Just say that you won't go and break my heart. Break my heart, don't break it now. Remember, it's the only one I've got. The one I've got. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Just say that you won't go and break my heart. Break my heart. Don't break my First time I saw you, I knew all the time. It was something in the air that night, and in the way you looked at me. I get nervous when you get close, and my heart fills up with butterflies. And then you leave me speechless. My world turned upside down. Just say that you won't go and break my heart. Break my heart, don't break it now. Remember, it's the only one I've got. The one I've got. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Instead of keeping it all inside. So hard with you, I don't know why. Believe me, boy, I've tried. When you're near me, my heart fills up with butterflies. And then you leave me speechless. My world turned upside down. Just say that you won't go and break my heart. Break my heart, don't break it now. Remember, it's the only one I've got. The one I've got. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. First time I saw you, I knew all the time. It was something in the air that night, and in the way you looked at me. I get nervous when you get close, and my heart fills up with butterflies. And then you leave me speechless. My world turned upside down. Just say that you won't go and break my heart. Break my heart, don't break it now. Remember, it's the only one I've got. The one I've got. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Instead of keeping it all inside. So hard with you, I don't know why. Believe me, boy, I've tried. When you're near me, my heart fills up with butterflies. And then you leave me speechless. My world turned upside down. Just say that you won't go and break my heart. Break my heart, don't break it now. Remember, it's the only one I've got. The one I've got. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Remember, it's the only one I've got. The one First time I saw you, I knew all the time. It was something in the air that night, and in the way you look at me. I get nervous when you get close and my heart fills up with butterflies. And then you leave me speechless. My world turned upside down. Just say that you won't go and break my heart. Break my heart, don't break it now. Remember, it's the only one I've got. The one I've got. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Instead of keeping it all inside. So hard with you, I don't know why. Believe me, boy, I've tried. When you're near me, my heart fills up with butterflies. And then you leave me speechless. My world turned upside down. Say that you won't go and break my heart. Break my heart, don't break it now. Remember, it's the only one I've got.